A lot's happened since yesterday!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of A Lot's Happened Since Yesterday. The show with half the carbs, twice the sugar, none of the calories. Figure it out. It works. If you want to help us figure out that YouTube algorithm, we're trying to figure it out ourselves. Hit the share button, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. My name is Cody Walker.
My name is Ralph Busso.
And Tribe.
And our guest today. Go ahead,
I'm
Cody.
excited, Ralph. You want to go for it? You can, brother.
I know you want to announce him. Go ahead, bro.
Dude, he's a legend. I'm sorry. I got excited. But
we have a legend with us today,
do.
ladies and gentlemen. Wow. We really, truly do.
It is. You are, brother. You are. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to believe it, but you can. As much.
Well, I want to believe it. I just don't necessarily actually believe it.
No, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff Pilson. Oh my God.
How you doing, sir?
Thank you, guys. Great to be here. Appreciate it.
Let's get in. Let's jump right into the covers. Heavy hitters, man. So, what sparked this idea?
Well, you know, George had a project called Kill All Control that he was going to re-release through Cleopatra Records. Mm-hmm. And Cleopatra asked him for the re-release to do a cover song of the song Somebody to Love by Louis Capaldi, which is, you know, a pop song. Mm-hmm. And he thought it was an interesting idea. So he called me up. They asked me if I wanted to help him with it. So we did, and it turned out great. We got Will Martin to sing on it, got Brian to play drums. It just came out fantastic. And we were so happy and had so much fun doing it. And Cleopatra was so happy that they offered us to do a whole record of it. And so it was early pandemic days, perfect timing. Sounded like it was going to be fun, and it was, and so glad we did it and had a great time doing it.
You know, Cleopatra Records has such a, it shines with me because I remember so many good albums coming from that label. I really do. So it's awesome that you guys are tied in with them on this. I think it's awesome. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to the whole record, but what I have heard is awesome.
Oh, so. Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, again, we just had so much fun doing it, and it was just the perfect thing for the perfect time.
Yeah, it just kind of fell together.
Absolutely.
What was the driving force behind your song choices?
Just stuff that we thought could be cool. We had a list of maybe 30, 40 songs somewhere in there. You know, I mean, you know, during the early days, you know, you're writing everything down. But we knew, number one, that we wanted them all to be hit songs. That was the hit of Heavy Hitters. So all the songs we picked at one time or another were a huge hit. And that was the only criteria. We wanted to cover different areas different eras as well. Right. So, you know, we've got Little Richard from the 50s. We got, you know, Martha and the Vandellas from the 60s. We got plenty of stuff from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Yeah, you're all over the place with it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all over the place on purpose. But, you know, as we went through all the songs we had on the list, we just tried to figure out, well, can we do something that we like with this, that we get a buzz on? And we did. So that's how we basically picked the songs. Nothing very scientific other than that.
Yeah, back in the day, me and Ralph had talked about doing a cover, or not an album, just kind of a cover band, you know, make some money here and there. And that was the one thing we would look at each other and go, we're going to be a jukebox. How do you choose from the multitude of songs, you know, let alone just pick the ones that it's got to get exhausting at some point. Like you said, if you got 30 songs, which ones do you go for? You know?
Well, I wouldn't say it was exhausting because it was fun. And, you know, even just messing around with things was fun. So, I just look at it like, we would love to do more of these records. They were really fun. So the criteria being a hit song from any era kind of gives us a lot of latitude to pick a lot of songs in the future. And hopefully we will.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
Yeah. Very cool. Which instrument? I'm sorry, Cody.
No,
which instrument did you start out with first? Did you start out as a guitar player or a bass player?
No, actually, well, the very first instrument I learned was cello when I was 11, and then I started playing bass. I got a bass when I was 12, and started playing bass then because I got asked to join a band to sing, but they said, but we need a bass player, so can you play bass too? I said, yeah. So I had a paper out, and I bought, you know, I spent $35 on a bass and $35 on an amp, and I got started at 12 years old playing bass. I didn't start playing guitar probably till a couple years later, and that was just kind of, you know, I mean, I had this really cheap Sears guitar for years. It was, you know, really a piece of crap, but good one to learn on. And I started just kind of playing guitar because I was starting to play with other people, and it was a good way to kind of, you know, figure out how to communicate. So I kind of fell into guitar. And same with, and then keys, I was self-taught. I was one of those guys that went in and realized, oh, hey, every other key is, you know, if I do 3 notes of every other key, I get a chord, you know? So, you know, I figured out Beatles songs real quick. And I mean, I do have a good ear, so that helped. And yeah, so I mean, my instrument stuff kind of came over time.
But you always been a fan of the low end, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's funny. I don't think I understood bass very well when I first started.
No, okay.
But I mean, I think I just, for one thing, I had this hi-fi. I didn't actually have a stereo until I was an adult. I had this hi-fi in my room, and it was really great because it had a lot of low end. It pumped the low end, so I could only hear certain bass players. But then when I heard Chris Squire from Yes, that just completely changed my life because I could hear him so well on my hi-fi. So I started learning all his stuff, and it was, you know, that was when I got real serious, is when I started playing along to Chris Squire stuff and getting really into bass at that point. And now I'm a bass fanatic. I mean, I love all great bass players, you know, from James Jameson to, you know, John Entwistle to Chris Squire, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I consider myself a real bass player. I think it took me a while to get going.
Yeah, it goes that way sometimes, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, especially when you experiment with several different instruments. Absolutely, at some point, you have to decide which one you decide you're going to master.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was like I say, all of a sudden resonating with Chris Squire is what really locked me in on playing seriously. And it did. It made me very, very serious, to the point that I took up string bass, and I wanted to study classical music. I went to the University of Washington. You know, I was real serious.
Went hardcore.
Yeah, until I realized that I didn't like that, and I wanted to be in a rock band. But you know, I tried to go legit.
Yeah. Well, I would argue you went legit with what you did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With all your experience, with all your experience, how did you end up connecting with Foreigner? What was the thing?
Foreigner? Well, that was easy. So in 2001, a movie came out called Rockstar, which was actually filmed in the year 2000. And in it was Jason Bonham and myself and Zach Wilde were the core of the band that was in the movie. And, you know, I'd known Zach, and I mean, you know, I'd known them all, but we really played, and we really got to connect because we spent a lot of time together. And, you know, we recorded the whole record first before we even filmed. So we had a real chemistry as a band. And Jason and I just got along great personally and musically. I mean, just all the way around. We started writing together. We had a good chemistry. So when he started working with Mick Jones in 2004, they weren't really sure what it was going to be, whether it was going to be revamped Foreigner or what, but they called me up to come down, and I did, and had an immediate chemistry, and I've been there ever since.
How was the experience on set? Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I
laughs.
Permit me for a second to fanboy about Rockstar, because I do have a question about this, because I was going to try and segue since you brought it up.
Okay.
Was there ever talk of you guys actually doing like a Steel Dragon tour? Because when I fell in love with that band, like that core group and those songs, I mean, I made my own Steel Dragon album. I was cranking those tunes all over the place.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, there was several different times. It could just never be gotten where everybody's schedule sort of worked out together. And, but, you know, I mean, yeah. And it was hard. But I actually, Foreigner's manager, Phil Carson, who happens to be in the movie, by the way, he plays the engineer Cleo. But anyway, he tried to get it going a few times, and it just couldn't happen. But, you know, oh well.
How many songs did you guys have at the end of that, but to pull from?
I don't remember, but several more than that ended up in the movie. Yeah. I know that.
And then one last question, because it's always stuck in my craw. Why did you guys not use Desperate Hearts? Because that song is so great.
Oh, well, thank you. because the song got written out, the scene that it was to be in got written out. So
Did you ever do a full version of it?
I think we did I believe we did in the studio. I think I've heard a bootleg of it.
Yeah, I know. I've only thing I'd ever heard of it was just like there's like a minute and a half of a demo, and it always stuck with like, what a great song. How could it not have been used? So I just was always curious.
Actually, there is a full version of it on one of my War and Peace records.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But the original version that was in Rockstar, I could have sworn we did the whole thing. So the minute and a half of the demo must have been an excerpt.
Yeah.
But somewhere I've heard the whole thing somewhere.
That's so cool. Sorry, I'd had it on here. And I'm like, I gotta find it. I gotta find answers to Rockstar.
No, I love that. That's great. I'm glad you love it. It was great. That was a song Jason and I really bonded over. So it was great.
Jeff, I got to ask you, you've been going nonstop for many, many years. And I mean, all the stuff that you've accomplished, all the stuff that you've been involved in, where do you find time to sleep?
Between 11:30 at night and 7:30 in the morning. And that's it. Yeah, I mean, actually lately I haven't been as busy as I was because, I finished up the M Machine record. I've finished up a bunch of stuff. So right now I'm just doing some foreigner work and preparing to do some videos and other stuff. But I've been sleeping real good, actually. I've been sleeping better than I do when I'm on the road, that's for sure.
Well, that's cool. I mean, how is the COVID-19 affecting you? Is it personally taking its toll on you, or?
Well, I consider myself really lucky because number one, I get to be with my family, which because I usually travel so much, that's a gigantic perk for me to be home with my family. I mean, it'll be a year nonstop home with my family. That's unbelievable. I haven't had that since my daughter was born.
Right.
So that's incredible. And then the other thing is, as you were commenting earlier, I have this wonderful studio, so I can get a lot done even in quarantine. George and I on the Heavy Hitters record and on the upcoming N Machine record, we did everything remotely. And there's a program now called Audio Movers that allows me to hear his session, and then through Zoom he can share his screen with me, and I can operate his Pro Tools. It's a real cool setup.
Nice.
So the Heavy Hitters record is where we kind of got it going, and we had it down by the time we did the M Machine record, which by the way is coming out in April.
Nice.
So and we're going to be doing some videos shortly for that. But we did all that remotely. So it was, I did have, Steve the drummer did come down for the M Machine record to do the drums here. We were careful, and Robert did his vocals here. But other than that, it was remote with George, which was fun.
Well, that's awesome. How did you and George come together on this? I mean, when did you guys become really good friends?
The day we met. No, I mean, seriously. The very first time right after they had acknowledged that I was in the band, the first day he came over, I'll never forget this. He came over to my house. We were going to go somewhere together for some reason. I don't remember. I remember it was daylight. Anyways, he comes over to the house. He walks in the door. He sees my guitar in the corner. He goes over, picks it up, and we write a song together. Very first day. So I mean, that's how instantaneous our chemistry was. I mean, I don't think we wrote a whole song, but we started like bouncing ideas back and forth. And that's what our relationship was like 38 years ago, and it's what it's like today.
That's inspiring. Wow.
That's so great. It's so rare too, though, isn't it? Like it's usually you have to develop that kind of creative bonds to find somebody that you come together with.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I find that George's honesty and his lack of ego when writing are the two things that made our chemistry work, immediately. We listen to one another, and, we may feel strongly about something, and, we certainly have disagreements too, but overall we always kind of get to a point where we're both happy. So it's a rare it's a rare musical relationship that I don't take for granted at all.
Yeah, nor should you, because that is rare. It's Cody and I have that kind of relationship, and we haven't known each other as long. But
I don't think you've been alive long enough to know.
Hey, I was born in 19 something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, mine might even be an 18. I'm not sure.
Oh. Did we lose you, Ralph?
Hey, Jeff, do
Oh,
you
no,
mind
you're
if we do a little thing? Do you mind if we do a little thing with you called the speed round, where we just kind of like throw questions at you quickly and you just answer them? Okay.
You guys, I'm an open book. Go for it.
You want to go for it, Cody?
You want me to do the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, first song you ever learned to play.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I know that the first song I ever learned to play and sing at the same time was Born to Be Wild.
Oh, okay.
Born to Be Wild. Nice choice. Okay. Okay. Who was your biggest playing influence?
Chris Squire.
Squire. We talked about that. Favorite movie? Rockstar don't count because you were in it.
Or it could, but you know.
Hard Day's Night.
Beautiful.
Hard Day's Night. Wow.
That's, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in ages, man. Now I got to go watch that.
It ages well.
Oh my God, it's so
very,
good.
Very, very funny.
Is there a record that you would have loved to be a part of the creative process on? That you weren't?
Every record.
Why need to be specific that you would go, man, I would have wrote that song, or I wish I would have been on that recording?
Oh, Zeppelin 4.
Zeppelin 4.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
What number are we on, Ralph? I lost my spot.
Oh,
I got it.
Yeah.
Are there any current or upcoming bands that are pinging your radar at the moment? Like where you just kind of go, wow, those guys got something special.
There is a solo artist in Canada named Charles Johnson. I have worked with him, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I don't think his record is out yet, but it probably will be soon. Really talented guy, great singer, great guitar player. I mean, amazing guitar player, amazing singer, good songwriter. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Anyways, somebody to watch for.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Was that the
Do you
last
have
one?
a favorite?
Nope,
Do you have a favorite actor or actress that you're into? Mine is Christopher Walken. Do you have anyone that you would just love to see all the time?
Favorite actor? Jason Bateman lately.
Really?
I was watching that show, The Ozark, and I just think
Ozark.
amazing. Love.
Very cool, huh? Yeah.
Dude, I've fallen off on the shows.
I'll even go for what's her name? Who plays Wendy in the show? What's her name? I forget her name now.
I forget her name too.
But she's really great too. So for the moment, that's it.
Oh, right on. Well, no, I agree with you. Are you a big Netflix fan?
Oh yeah, of course.
We're in the middle of a pandemic, bro.
Yeah.
You write music and you watch Netflix. That's what you do right now.
Yeah.
Jeff, it has been a pleasure having you on.
Oh, my pleasure, guys.
Thank you so much for coming out. Let us know and let the people know that are watching. What are you up to next? What are you coming out with?
All right. Well, so Heavy Hitters is out. Please listen or get that record. I hardly encourage it. It's a lot of fun. George does some pretty spectacular playing on it. So if you're there, and Will Martin, what a gorgeous voice. And then if you there's one song, You Got the Love by Rufus, where Mark Tureen from the Bullet Boys sings.
Oh, nice.
And he just nails it. it's a scary great vocal on a what I think is a pretty damn cool arrangement. So Heavy Hitters record, get that. The next M Machine record is coming April 9th. Videos are coming, I believe, end of February. The first video will be coming end of February. That's all in the can, mixed and mastered and ready to go. It came out amazing. Again, George shines, Robert shines. We have Mick Brown's little brother, Steve, playing drums on it because Mick is retired. And he's great. It's probably, if I have to be objective, it's a little more Dokken sounding than the last M Machine record. Still sounds like, kind of what we were where we were with the M Machine, but it's a little more Dokken like. We paid a lot of attention to the songs this time. We really, really did. And I'm just really excited about the results. The people that have heard it so far are all flipping out. So I can't wait for that record to come out. I think people are going to be very, very, very pleasantly surprised. And other than that, working on some new Foreigner music that not sure when it'll see the light of day. It probably won't be a whole new Foreigner record. Probably be just a couple of new songs on some kind of a package. But Foreigner hopes to hit the road end of March. We are scheduled end of March, and the first couple of shows are socially distanced shows in Orlando, Florida, at a venue that's set up specifically for social distancing.
Hell
so
yeah.
hoping that can happen, because that would be great to get back on the road. And we're going to Europe, and we're going to all sorts of places this year. So not 100% sure when the touring will start, if it'll really start at the end of March. I'm hoping. But if not, hopefully by summer. Lots of stuff there. And then and sometime this year, I'm going to be writing a second Black Swan record. Actually, we were supposed to start now, but because the pandemic is so bad in LA right now, Reb was going to come out, and we decided, nah, it's too dangerous. So sometime this year, we're going to start writing another Black Swan record, and that'll come out in 2022. So lots on the plate.
Nice.
Good Lord, man.
Very cool.
Jeff, it was a pleasure, sir. You are
My
undeniably a legend, and I'm not going to have you argue with me.
All right. Well, what's really funny is our manager, Phil Carson, who he considers himself a legend. He actually kind of is. Actually, he actually is in the music business. I mean, he signed, ABBA. He was Led Zeppelin's guy. He signed AC/DC, Twisted Sister. I mean, he is a legend.
Yeah, a little bit.
I give him all sorts of grief because, he always calls himself a legend, and I always tell him, they're calling me a legend now, too.
And at that point, there's no comparison. You guys are just in legend status.
I say bring it on.
You're
Call
in
me a
the
legend.
ether. You're officially in the legendary ether, as I would say.
I like that. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. It's like, well, you know what, dude? You may be a legend, but hey, I'm a legend too.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Jeff, for coming
My
on.
pleasure, guys. Again, it was really fun.
It was so
Take
nice
care
to
of
meet you.
yourself, and be careful, and let us know if you've got anything coming up you want us to put out there. Let us know.
Great. Well, let's talk again when M Machine comes out.
100%.
Okay.
Open door to
Sounds
you
great.
anytime, brother.
Sounds great.
Thank
Jeff.
you, guys. Really
Thanks, bro.
appreciate it, and it was fun. Talk soon.
You
Have a
too,
good
brother.
one.
Thank you, man. All right. We're out of here. Until next time, be good people, be good humans, take care of each other. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like. Make sure you share. Do all of that stuff. It does truly support our show. It helps us beat the dreaded algorithm. We will take over YouTube.
Absolutely, guys. Remember, every little thing that you do to support us continues what we're doing right now. And we've got a lot of cool stuff happening. Big shout out to our bro Muncie Ricci from Skateboard Marketing. He hooked up the Jeff Pilson interview for us, and he's just a great guy.
Yeah. Mad love to Muncie, dude.
Want to know in this industry. And this is for you guys. This is knowledge that some of you don't have. So don't take it for granted. Soak it in, but appreciate it and share us with your friends, because there's a lot of people out there that would like to know what's going on. And we're going to have a lot of really great guests coming on and sharing their stories. People that have done some serious stuff in the entertainment industry. So you're definitely going to want to tune in and be a part of that. What do you call it? The tribe.
The tribe.
You're going to want
Come
to
join
be
the
a part
tribe,
of our
people.
tribe.
The train is going
Join
to
the
keep
tribe.
rolling. We ain't fucking stopping. We will catch you next time. Until then.